Hello everyone, the December Review here, back again with a movie review. Someone has taken out the cast of the Friday the 13th franchise. Can Dee Wallace, Haley Greenbauer, Kane Hodder, C.J. Graham, and a host of other horror alums stop the madman before it's too late? Voorhees Films presents 13 Fanboy. Minor spoilers ahead, and if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel for more.
Friday the 13th and Halloween, the entire sagas. You all became my family. So I wrote and I wrote, but you never wrote back.
13 Fanboy brings together an Avengers level of horror movie actors and actresses combined with a mystery slasher story and creates an extremely well-made and interesting film. Years ago, a masked madman took out Deborah Voorhees, aka Tina, from Friday the 13th Part 5. Her granddaughter, Kelsey Voorhees, played by Haley Greenbauer, witnessed the events. We fast forward to today, where many of the series stars, along with Dee Wallace, who of course played Cynthia Strode in Rob Zombie's Halloween, when they begin to receive strange phone calls, texts, and photographs from a crazy fan. When Lar Park Lincoln, Tina from Friday the 13th Part 7, doesn't show up for a convention, it's soon realized that she was the target of the killer. Video gets released of her run-in, and it's slightly swept under the rug as a publicity stunt for a new film entitled Snuffed Out. Kelsey isn't so sure that this is the case, and so begins the cat and mouse game between the stars and the fan. It's a real treat to watch this cast come together for the film. We've recently had some great fan-made features in the Friday the 13th universe, including the recent and excellent Jason Rising, and not one, but two greats with the Never Hike team over at Womp Stomp Films. All of those Saw series stars reprise their roles, and 13 Fanboy takes that approach and doubles the runtime with this 111-minute gem. The tone of the film is quite serious. The undercurrent of fandom and its trappings layers the storyline. Especially early on, where at a convention, the validity of a souvenir is called into question. That paranoia stays mostly consistent throughout the film, showcasing the effects of popularity in the horror community. We've seen this discussed in Wes Craven's A New Nightmare and, of course, Scream, but for most of 13 Fanboy, the motivation feels more random until our third act, which helps give the film its darker tone. The movie mostly centers around Kelsey, who is an MMA fighter and an actress shooting a film. She is friends with Dee, who are both still feeling the effects of the original killing. Their inner circle consists of Kane Hodder, of course Jason from Parts 7 through 10, C.J. Graham, who played Jason in Part 6, Judy Aronson, Samantha from Friday the 13th Part 4, Tracy Savage, who played Debbie in Friday the 13th Part 3, and Jennifer Blanco from Friday the 13th Part 7, and of course, Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3. Oh, and Corey Feldman stops by to play a sleazeball executive. Kelsey and Dee get the bulk of the screen time together and apart. Kelsey plays the sleuth role here, trying to figure out who was responsible for the mayhem. Dee is married to Ron Sloan, who you will remember as Junior in Friday the 13th Part 5. Her paranoia has hit the breaking point with her husband and children, and as the killer gets closer, her family relationships fall apart, except for Kelsey, who is by her side. The film was co-written and directed by Deborah Voorhees, who showcases a great eye behind the lens. The introduction credits balances sweeping landscapes with kaleidoscope sequencing. The moments where Kelsey is overwhelmed or putting a few of the pieces of the story together, well, they flourish with jolts and quick cuts. And the script has a few nice surprises up its sleeve, along with some neat Easter eggs for fans. We do get a few red herrings sprinkled throughout the film, one of which was so blatant that it helped subvert things even more. It was Inceptiswerve. Looking back, the film dropped hints along the way, but I must say I didn't figure it out or guess correctly. For the cast, Haley shines as Kelsey, who, along with Dee, are the film's emotional center. She illuminates on the screen and does great work with her story's arc. Dee herself is also a standout. As the film focuses in on her character, Dee brings believability to the situation, which ranges from strong to scared to survival mode. And her excellent chemistry with Ron, well, it's charming, and their relationship together ups the film's tension when the madman starts to strike. C.J. Graham gets a fantastic scene in which fans of the series will no doubt cheer for, and Kane Hodder brings his always present coolness to the film, subverting expectations a bit with a speech only a Jason can give. But the score, there's a nice mix of sinister strings and acoustic reflections. The special effects work is quite good here, with lots of carnage and fake blood. There are a few odd moments in logic that stand out. For instance, one morning Dee wakes up to see a pair of scissors and a swatch of her hair in the bathroom sink. After an initial freakout, everyone just goes along with their merry way. This happens again during the film's longer setup piece where the killer cuts the power to Dee's home, and Kelsey is hightailing it over to her house. But the sense of urgency isn't consistent. The film also doesn't have the biggest budget to work with, but that didn't hurt my viewing experience. The low-budget vibe is apparent, but everyone involved did an excellent job of elevating the proceedings. Overall, 13 Fanboy is a fantastic watch for fans of the genre. It's a straightforward slasher with a smart script, and you can tell that the cast and production team had a blast making it because that extra mile shows up on the screen. The direction is stellar, and Kaylee Greenbauer steals the film as one of the main protagonists. It's a joy to watch this cast come together and give fans something familiar and something new to enjoy. Hopefully down the road we can get a sequel and continue this tale. 13 Fanboy can be found to rent or own on most streaming sites, and if you are a fan of Friday the 13th or just the genre itself, I highly recommend checking it out. I give 13 Fanboy 4 out of 5 stars. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel for more, and let me know your thoughts on the film in the comments section below.